wheels on the bus going round and round. Got the wheels on the bus going round and round. Wheels going round and round, yeah. And we rolling through your town, yeah. Hey, round and round and round and round and round. Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome into the next episode of the Big Ugly Sports Show, brought to you by the Bank of Dudley since 1905. We are your first, we are your only source for mediocre, inconsistent, below average, subpar, whatever else you can think of, sports coverage. Glad you could join us today. My name is Chill. Opie, not here again. Shocker. We'll update you on where he's at. Got a good show in store for you, though. Got a lot to talk about. The new rankings are out. We're coming fresh off a Thanksgiving break, and we've got our long-awaited Christmas movie bracket set to drop live on the air today. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned with that. But let me bring in over here my partner sitting beside me to my right. You already know him, guys. He's a UGA graduate, a diehard dog. He can make a bottle of mouthwash stink. His bottom row looks like he bit a brick. You can have anything, but you can't have his foam finger. He is the one, the only pride of Buddy Johnson Road, and his dogs are in the SEC championship this week. I'm talking about Adam Hight Hightower.
Man, what an intro. How about them dogs, baby?
Bark for him, Hight. Bark for him. You know we got to turn it up right here. Here we go. Y'all join in and sing in your car with us. Hunker down, hairy dog. Hunker down, hairy dog. Hunker down for a fight. Hunker down for a fight. When you miss Georgia Bulldog, you get the Bulldog bite. Oh, man, there we go.
Well, it's a lot of fun for a two-man show. We got some energy here today.
Two-man show, and we can promise. Listen, we the skeleton crew this morning, but it's not gonna be. It ain't gonna be like the last one. The last one was dull. It was, it's been a long time ago. We only had me and you on the set, but every now and then,
we've learned a lot since that time.
We have, and as co-owners,
hold on a second.
Oh, take them out. Oh, slobber drip there too. But every now and then the co-owners of the bus just need to have a show, and this is where it began. So minus one big body, but we're trying to forget about him. But yeah, we're glad you're with us this morning, guys. Wherever you are listening, please make sure you're subscribed. If it's on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever it is, give us a thumbs up. It don't take long to hit that thumbs up button, or it don't even really take long to hit a comment button. So just do that for us. Show us a little love as we wind down the year 2024. So, a lot on tap today. We're going to recap Thanksgiving break, and we're going to talk a little bit about the new polls. We got the SC Championship Saturday. As I alluded to in the intro, we are rolling out our beloved Christmas movie bracket that we're going to need
some people call it controversial in the past, based on the preset rankings.
And I think, again, obviously I think you probably already know this, but your number one wasn't on this list, so I don't. Maybe you didn't.
So you're telling me It's a Wonderful Life did not make the list?
We'll have to wait and see. We're going to do that in segment 2, so hang around for that. And the people are going to vote on social media for this bracket. This is going to be a bus fandom bracket.
People were clamoring for us to bring this back.
Here we are. And we're also on the last segment when we do our guest picks for this week. Well, we have a special guest picker that will be joining us, so you want to stay tuned for that. So, Hight, we're fresh off Thanksgiving last week. Did you eat a little bit?
I ate some good fried turkey and all the fixings, and I ate more than I should have. But I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Had some good hangout time with some good people.
I can't remember. I don't know if we talked. I think it was after the show that I saw Uncle G at Walmart when I was buying my turkey and stuff. So I attempted to fry my first turkey, and I see Uncle G in there pushing his buggy, and we lock eyes, and he sees me holding that turkey, and a man that loves to cook like him, it just led him straight into really a coachable moment for him. He sees a guy like me just looking confused on
Probably disheveled a little bit.
Disheveled. You know, I'm looking for the buggy with my wife and them so I can at least put the turkey down.
Tired of holding that turkey.
Tired of holding it. No clue how I'm going to cook it. And he begins to, and I'd already talked to my dad, obviously, but he gave me some reaffirmation right there from Uncle G. Really the same information, but he drove it home that if I needed him on game day when I was dropping that turkey in to holler at him, we went through step by step what we were going to do. Turkey turned out great. I sent you a picture of it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the time that you have us over and you actually drop one in.
I don't know if I'll ever drop another one.
Bought the fryer and oiling off and never.
Yeah, well, that one the oil. Well, I can fry other things. I'm talking about a turkey. Oh. Oil super expensive as is for the peanut oil, you know, because I'm top shelf like that. But and I'm not want to spend a lot of time on this, but I did what everybody told me to do: put the turkey in the fryer empty. Fill it up with water till it covers the turkey. Pull the turkey out. Put a mark on your pot, and that tells you where to put the grease in. Okay? I did that. I let the turkey sit out. I dried it off, patted it down best I could. Set it in the refrigerator overnight.
Now, did you put the oil to where, did you mark it to where the water was when the turkey was in there?
Nope.
Okay.
When the turkey was out. You didn't listen, Hight.
Well, I heard what you said, but I wasn't sure if that's what you actually did.
That's what I did. And so then I'm out there by myself. I put some cardboard boxes down under it just to expect a little run over in the driveway. A little spillage. And my gosh.
What the spillage?
What the spillage throughout the whole time it fried. It continued to boil over.
I told him this happened to you. He said, he just shook his head and said, he didn't listen.
Well, no, I did. That's where my confusion. But the thing was where
was your temperature at?
350. That's where it was supposed to be.
He said you must not have let that thing, the chicken, or excuse me, the turkey must have been wetter than you thought.
That's what I got to assume. I got to assume.
And then he went through the process of telling me how the water turns into steam in the grease, and that's what caused it.
Well, it did. It overflowed everywhere, all over my cardboard, all over my driveway. I had kitty litter everywhere out there drying it up. Just a big mess, but turkey fantastic. So, and then naturally, I got to go home for Thanksgiving and get some of Big Kev's turkey as well. So, did y'all watch any football that day? Anything like that? Probably got in the yard, played a little bit of football.
Yeah, we threw the ball a little bit, watched a little bit of football. I mean, I don't really ever care for the teams that are playing.
Yeah, Falcons ain't playing on Thanksgiving.
Falcons aren't playing well anyway.
That's true.
They've
hard to watch.
Cooled off a little bit.
Yep, Kirk Cousins the effect of him is kind of dying, but hopefully he can resurrect. All right, obviously I told the crowd, those that are listening can't see him, because he's not here. But can you tell us where Opie is? Because I really don't know.
He's on a duck hunting trip.
So this ain't work related.
Oh yeah, everybody would work. Like these are his work buddies. They're all going on a trip. Now I don't know if his office is paying for it or what, but one of his buddies had a private jet.
Wow. So
they've jumped on this private jet. He says yesterday that they're having some type of he's figuring out his true self out there, and so all I can figure is he decided he likes boys. I don't know.
Could you see that coming, kind of? I mean, has he sent off some signals in the past, possibly?
No, he really hadn't. And just how big and sloppy he is.
And he's big red-headed. That's kind of a telltale sign, too.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sure he's having the time of his life out there. He did say they had to call everybody in for training on how to hunt ducks or something.
So go on a duck hunting trip to learn how to hunt? That'd be something for me who don't hunt ducks. They probably got a couple like me out there.
That's rich folks' problem. I don't know.
So he's finding him true. So I have noticed he's been a little more emotional in the group text. And Jay got on him a little bit yesterday, and he came back with a kind of a weenie response, if you will.
Yeah, he ain't real sharp anyway, so I don't know.
So we miss you, Opie. I hope you do find yourself out there. Where that, Missouri?
I don't know. I said that yesterday. I kind of.
Oh, that's what I based it on. You said Mizzou,
but then he said NC, so that was North Carolina. But who knows where he's at?
Who knows?
He's in the continental U.S.
Well, we love you, Ope. Real quick, shout out to the Toombs County Bulldogs. Our alma mater, Hight. They're coming to. We're filming this right now on a Thursday morning. We'll release it today as well. So a lot of you may hear it today or tomorrow. But Toombs County coming to Dublin Friday night, and the most anticipated matchup of the season for both teams has kind of been the whispers of the halls of the schools and the community for probably the last 7 weeks that Toombs and Dublin could meet up. Everybody was kind of hoping it would be in the state championship, but the way the bracket fell, they're meeting in the semis. So, Hight.
I'm excited. And I had intended on going, but I think it's going to be too cold for me and my kids. So
It is going to be cold.
Probably just catch that one on the radio or something. I know the Dublin folks they'll have that queued up, ready to go. And, I know that we're a Lawrence County based, sports talk radio show, but I'm pulling for them dogs hard as I can.
Hard as I can. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there wearing. If I can, whoa, stutter. If I can find some red navy, I'll be wearing that for sure. But it is gonna be cold. But man, I can go and tell you that place is gonna be slammed.
Yeah, I feel confident it's gonna be packed on both sides. The Toombs crowd always travels really well, and that's one thing I love about the Toombs County people from my time down there. That just how passionate they are and how they support all their teams, not just football, but all their teams. And they're having a really good run down there in all sports.
I saw where they smoked Vade in wrestling yesterday in their duel, like 72-10.
Yeah, well, that's pretty standard. One year I was Buck and I were coaching down there at Toombs. It might have been our first or second year, I don't recall, but we were down at Jeff Davis, the duels tournament they host every year, and which is also this weekend, coincidentally. I was coaching the JV team. Buck was coaching the varsity. We had 2 teams in there. We were the only local team that had a full JV team and a varsity team. We go up against head-to-head now versus Vida's varsity.
Smoke.
And we ended up beating them. Yeah, I ended up getting tossed.
Shocker.
That's the only time I've ever been unofficial, which I never officially got tossed. But
never at wrestling have you officially been canned. Do they officially toss?
Yes, they do that. But I did not make it.
That's hard to believe.
There have been, that I can recall, 2 occasions where I almost got thrown out, this being one of them. Well, actually, the first time I wasn't head coach, which I guess, anyway, side note, because I wasn't head coach here either, but the first time they threatened to throw the head coach out.
At your expense.
At my expense. And then the second time, they were just going to toss me. But anyway, our JV guy is getting back points on the Vidalia guy to put us up handily in that match. It was Luke Anderson, who's now an official.
Yep.
And
he'll be there Friday night for sure.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And he was beating the Vidalia kid, and the official didn't give us points. I go to the table, I ask him about it within the Vidalia coach. He's an old official. He tells the official, no, he didn't get any points. So then the official looks back at me. No, he said he didn't get any points. And dude, I went bananas.
Already not a fan of Vidalia while you're down there based on your experience.
Well, just me being a Toombs guy.
That's right.
Got too much dog in me.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, they tossed me because I went bananas, and Buck had to go convince the guy not. But he didn't toss me until like 2 hours later. I didn't
say it in. Well, you probably said something.
No,
that
I
crossed
didn't.
the line. It didn't resonate with him until later.
Yeah,
he sat on it a little bit.
I used to have a bad habit of, throwing haymakers when things got heated.
Early.
Well,
you throw a haymaker quick, like.
Well, I didn't see no point in, dallying. I needed to get down.
Not even dallying, just dallying. Don't be dallying around.
So, yeah, I said something probably real rude. I'm trying to be better about that.
You got a lot better, buddy. You got a lot better.
Good friends like you've been telling me for years how wrong I was. I finally started listening. That's one thing I noticed about me and my buddies. I don't really necessarily care when my buddies, which maybe that's my fault. That's another fault of mine. I should be a little more. I should care more.
Yeah.
But my buddies love to tell me how I can be better. Meanwhile, nobody else wants to improve themselves. Any in my friend group can't figure.
What's up to you to tell us, Hight?
Okay.
We need you to tell us. Start telling us.
I just saying this.
Not on the air.
I'm
not
as critical as y'all are. Right?
Oh, it's hot in here. All right. I do want to hit one or two more stories before we go to the break, before we roll out our Christmas.
We still talking about Thanksgiving break? Guess who?
Sure.
Guess who I got to spend a little time with over the break? Will Mosley, the one and only.
The one, the only.
Yeah. So,
did you get to hear him sing?
Yeah, he did a little picking and singing. Thanks to my friend Drew John. He's one of my neighbors now, down in Lowry, and and so anyway, that's Will's cousin, and he invited me to come hang out. So I went over there, and folks had cooked some food, and there was a little get together and whatnot, and we had a good time. And
I appreciate y'all giving me that sympathy invite late that evening too. You know, you called me and spoke on his behalf, and so.
Well, it was actually early in the day.
Felt late.
It was still daylight outside. And anyway, I met some interesting people down there, and
there ain't nothing but interesting people in Lowry, I don't think.
Well, this was a conglomerate. I don't even know if that's a word, but there was a lot of folks from different places.
They wasn't dallying around, were they?
They was in a hurry to get there, and they had cooked a brisket. It was real good. But anyway, I digress. And
what in a trail right now?
and there was these folks from Hazelhurst. One of them being a real nice elementary teacher down there in Hazelhurst. We got to talking, and she found out that I had a podcast. Mm-hmm. She told me that was one of the first things I should always tell people whenever I meet them is that I have a podcast. So I'm gonna
start leading out with combos like that.
Hey, I'm Adam. I have a podcast.
Like those direct messages you sent those professional players
and Morgan Wallen and all these other people. Hey, I'm Adam. You want to be on my podcast?
Did you talk to Will?
Yeah.
And you never? Yeah, that would have been ample opportunity.
No,
for you to
and so he did. Drew actually said, "Hey, do you want to be on their podcast?" And but you know how it is, man. People we don't know how it is, I guess, but as you can imagine, people like him people are always wanting something from him.
We missed him while he was on the up and up. Was when we should have got him.
Yeah, but he kind of acted like he would have, and I was like, "Listen, man," I was like, "Yeah, it's not worth your time." I said, we don't worry about it. And Drew brought it up again, and I was like, "Listen, I don't want to be another person who wants something from him. I'm here to hang out and have a good time. I ain't worried about it."
But if he wants to, we'll have him.
Oh, if he wants to, would love to. But I don't. He was on Thanksgiving vacation, and I just want him to be able to enjoy his time.
Man of the people, I tell you what. Well, great representation of the bus.
The next, after me and him are best friends, when we get to that point,
right? Then he's on.
He'll probably ask me, could he be?
Oh, man. All right, let's take a quick commercial break. On the other side, we do have a couple of more sports stories before we drop our Christmas list. And then in segment 3, we will have somebody join the show with us. So y'all stay with us. We'll be right back.
In the game of life, your choice of banks can make the difference between a championship performance and a trip to the showers. Since 1905, Bank of Dudley's been Middle Georgia's hometown banking team with a solid roster of banking products offering competitive rates and online services that help you cross your financial goal line. Come experience true relationship banking. Local people, local decisions, local banking. Bank of Dudley, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Go Dogs.
This is Brad Meeks, owner of Brian's Giant Subs. Thanks for listening to the Big Ugly Sports Podcast. Come see us today to grab your favorite sub, 1632 Veterans Boulevard in the Oaks Shopping Center, Dublin, Georgia.
For all your HVAC needs, please call Elite Comfort Solutions. We specialize in commercial and residential HVAC. The number is 833-483-HVAC, and the website is www.elitecomfortsolutions-inc.com. Call for a free quote today.
Big Pete's Car Wash, located on Highway 80 across from Walmart in Dublin. Coming this fall. I hadn't washed my truck in 6 years. I'm breaking that streak this fall.
Lord Sausage and Country Meats. Lord Sausage is great with every meal, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. It's especially good this time of year on the grill. Whether you're tailgating or getting ready to watch the game on TV with some friends, Lord Sausage and Country Meats has been around since 1928, so they can even remember when your team was good. But don't worry about that. When you have Lord Sausage on the grill, you're a winner too.
Welcome back to the Big Ugly Sports Show, brought to you by the Bank of Dudley. We're here for segment 2. and it's just me and Hight holding it down. I hope you've hung with us this far and enjoyed it so far. It's really been a lot better without Opie now that I think about it.
Addition by subtraction.
Addition by subtraction. Hight, you sent in the group a story of a grad assistant and I'll let you pull it up while I'm bringing it to you. But at some particular school, he had 1 year of eligibility left as a grad assistant. They end up having some QB issues, maybe some injuries and things like that. Tell us a little bit about that, Hight.
Oh, excuse me.
You on in.
Yeah. So his name's Michael Lindauer. He's a graduate assistant at Southern Illinois. He had 1 year eligibility left, and he had retired from football because of injuries and stuff, and went ahead and got into coaching, as a lot of former players do. Well, the quarterback room decimated by injury,
depleted.
I mean, just nobody there. So what does this guy do? Steps up and says, "Hey, I'll play our last game." They play Murray State, who now, keep in mind, Murray State was 1-10 at the time before the game. But this dude,
they beat somebody.
This dude set a school record for passing yards.
What was his line? You got it right there?
Yeah, he goes for 280. It wasn't. I guess it wasn't passing yards. 283 yards passing. It was touchdowns. Is what he's 7 touchdowns, and they won 62-0. Yeah, I mean, isn't it? But that's really every former athlete's dream would be to. We've all created scenarios where we've got. Or made jokes that, I got some eligibility left or whatever.
Do you think he went to the coach and said, "Hey, coach," or do you think the coach came to him and was like, "Listen, dude, hey, I heard you got a year of eligibility. Let's get it going"?
He probably, if I'm guessing, which I am, he probably said, "Hey, you know what? We don't have anybody else to do this. I'll do it.
This last guy we got, so I'm better than him. Let me get a shot."
Yeah. So, and what a way to go out.
What a way to catapult back in his coaching career. Which leads me to pose a question, Hight. Okay. Based on where you are right now, not you've got time to train, because he didn't have a lot of time. I'm sure he'd been tossing around a little bit at practice, but you're going fresh out there. At what level and at what position do you contribute to a team? And I'm talking, we can go middle school up. At what level of competition? Middle school, high school, college?
If I'm playing middle school football right now as a 40-year-old man, 39 really, but I'll be 40 next Tuesday.
Happy birthday, Hight.
Thank you. And I tell you this, Jace Thompson would never set those middle school passing records if I was on the other side of that.
So that's your QB at this. You think you're QB right now?
No, if I were defensive line, I'm getting after it, and sack lunch.
So you feel good. That's what I'm saying. So the position you feel like at the middle school, you could contribute most to a team right now.
I believe, because I played a little bit of tight end in high school
20 years ago.
Yeah, but now bear in mind I was 160 pounds. Mm-hmm. Okay, and played tight end. Hand in the dirt, and I was getting on hips and running. Y'all remember, that from your Toombs days.
Oh yeah, the wing tee.
Yeah, and so I believe I would be more effective
currently
as a blocker.
Okay,
much less effective as a receiver.
So your position at the middle school level is tackle, guard.
I probably defense I'd be more impactful on the defensive side at a middle school level.
Probably more fatigue too, though. Offense, offensive line, you kind of know where you're going. You may be pass blocking.
Well, the good thing about the linemen is there's some standing around.
Yeah.
I'm with probably 5 yards. If I'm not getting a sack or a stuff right there, I'm not chasing that play.
Yeah. Okay. All right. For me, currently as we stand at the middle school level, I'm okay at wide out. Because I'm going to be taller than everybody else, and I can still catch.
I really would love to see you as a middle school QB right now, because I have seen you. You don't need to run. You just need to dial it in. You still got a little juice left. You don't think?
I don't know. What if the line can't protect? Then we're in trouble. Cause
I'll tell you what. I'll go both ways. I'll go both ways.
All right, now I feel better about it.
I'll be center. No, I'll probably have to be left tackle to get your blind side. God, we'll dial them up.
What a team. All right, let's climb up a level.
High school.
Let's go with
All right, let's.
Toombs Dublin, that type of school where they're competitive. Is there a spot right now?
I have watched Toombs play. I could be, long snapper because I snapped in high school. I could be long snapper for the field goal extra point team. That's my ceiling for that.
Yeah,
I got you a holder. I got you a holder, maybe.
I was a below average. You just asked Brian Jernigan.
You weren't good at holder.
I caught every one of them. Those block tee. Now, if we're kicking off the ground, I'm money. But putting it on that block tee,
Tough.
I could never get. And every time he missed, he blamed me, even if it was his fault. He'd always blame me. But no, I don't really see a position.
Well, JV.
Yeah, JV. That's a step off of middle school.
You know what? I just soon go back to middle school and just dominate.
Just wear them out down there. Okay, our ceiling's middle school.
Well, it depends. I mean, we could be special teamers on a varsity squad. You don't think? I wouldn't. Maybe the way they punt nowadays with the 3 personal protectors, usually that are bigger guys back there protecting. That's probably me. Okay.
Get back there and just kind of be the guy that.
Now, I'll be honest. I'm not interested at all in being hit by anybody currently.
Yeah, I don't have any. I'm with you on that. We'll just call it middle school ceiling. All right. You ready to unveil this bracket height?
Yeah.
I need you to take notes in your phone while we do it. Can you do that?
I got you.
Just here's what we can do, because they're going to be ranked. We don't really care about numbers, so I just want you to put A, B, C, D. We're going to label them like that. The first one that comes out is A, then B, blah, 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 okay?
Okay.
And so what we're going to do is, the plan is anyways, I have a random name generator on my screen that is a wheel that'll spin, and I'm going to click it. It's going to give us a name. That's going to be A, and we are creating our 16-man bracket live on the air right here. Mm-hmm. And this list was given to us by Loyal Bus member Jace Thompson. And so if you disagree with these height, you know where to find
take it up with that clown.
He told me he's going to try to give some of his favorites and some classics. And
if he's going to include classics, it's a Wonderful Life in there.
Here we go. Click to spin. Number A. Letter A will be The Christmas Chronicles. All right, The Christmas Chronicles, Height.
That's a very new school Netflix movie. Pretty good.
Pretty good? Okay, you good with that?
I've enjoyed it, yeah.
All right, here we go. So A, and before we even look at this one, Height, is it going to be A versus B, or are we going to be A versus the bottom, B versus, how do we want to do it?
Just for speed, let's go A, B right here.
So the opponent for Christmas Chronicles will be the Grinch 2000 version with Jim Carrey.
Okay, boat race.
Don't make any, you can't sway the audience now. And again, these will be on Facebook, on Instagram. We're going to need you to vote throughout the week, and next week we'll reveal the next round of 8. All right? C will be Elf. Classic.
Watched that last night, actually. One of the
Can you ever get too much of it?
I don't think so. The department store owner or manager reminds me of Smoke.
I could see that. All right, so Elf will be going up against A Christmas Carol. Elf versus A Christmas Carol. Oh, I just saw how I can make this a little easier here. It gives me the option to remove it. Okay. All right, so the next matchup will be Die Hard. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Die Hard will face... I wish I could get this wheel to not spin quite as long. That would probably help me. Die Hard versus A Charlie Brown Christmas, 1965. Charlie Brown Christmas.
Time.
Sing it, Height.
That's all part I know.
All right, another new one right here, Noel. You seen that one yet, Height?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Not a fan. He's not a fan, y'all. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
AC, big fan of it. All right, so Noel will be going up against Christmas with the Cranks. Christmas, that'll be a good matchup there. Christmas with the Cranks. You have a little bit of older school versus a little bit of newer school. All right, for the next round, you've got the Santa Claus, Tim Allen version.
Is there another version?
I don't know. He put Tim Allen there, so it made me think there might be. Sure, there's another movie called Santa Claus. And so the Santa Claus Tim Allen version will be going up against Prancer. Never seen Prancer. Hight turned his nose up to that one, Jace. Love to see it. A lot of disappointment coming out. Keep the list going, Hight. All right, next matchup, we've got Rudolph, the Red-Nosed Reindeer, 1964 Classic. So it's important to put those dates on there because I'm sure there's been another Rudolph since then. Tough matchup for Rudolph right out the gate. Christmas Vacation. Tough matchup. All right, so we got two more matchups remaining. In this next one, Home Alone. Always a classic.
Home Alone, the original, I think.
Home Alone, the original. Home Alone will be going up against Frosty the Snowman, also 1969. A couple of 60s, little throwbacks here for Jace.
Everybody knows when you're putting these animated Christmas things, it's the original from the back in the day.
Okay, so we don't need to specify.
And we don't even need to spin it again. Just tell me who they are.
I don't know why I spun it. The final matchup will be The Nightmare Before Christmas and Polar Express from 2004. I don't know if there's another one or not, but that's where we are. So, again, Hight, run us down our matchups, if you will. These will be posted on social media. We need you to vote.
Christmas Chronicles versus The Grinch. Elf versus A Christmas Carol. Die Hard versus Charlie Brown Christmas. Noel versus Christmas with the Cranks. Santa Claus versus Prancer. Rudolph versus Christmas Vacation. Home Alone versus Frosty the Snowman. Nightmare Before Christmas versus Polar Express.
All right. So, Hight, real quick, before we even go any further, rate that list.
On a scale of 10, I'll give it a 6.5.
Not even passing. Give me immediate feedback.
I don't like Noel being on there. Die Hard, not a Christmas movie.
So you're one of those Die Hard shouldn't fall in that category.
It's not a Christmas movie.
Good movie.
You know, you don't have It's a Wonderful Life. You don't have Miracle on 34th Street.
Is A Christmas Story on there?
A Christmas Story's not on here.
Oh man, yeah, that's my only disagreement there with Jason. It's running on TBS on Christmas Eve. You can take it to the bank.
You know, it's just, yeah. I mean, it's mid. It's average. It's slightly above average. But you know, I'm gonna give him an A for effort.
He did, and he did it late last night for me. So that was big of Jace. Shout out to Jace for that. All right, a little bit of time here, a couple minutes before we go to our break and welcome in our special guest picker. Hight, tell me a little bit about. You also sent another link, Joe Burrow.
Yes, Joe Burrow having a phenomenal year for a quarterback. Okay, this is the best season, or this the best. It's not my fault season in NFL history for a quarterback. You know, does that make sense what I said?
Yes. I need you to text me just
now. Okay.
While you're doing that, go ahead. Multitask here. The best. So what you're saying is Joe Burrow is having unbelievable numbers, yet the Cincinnati Bengals not very good.
That is correct. I mean, it is, and I'm about to read you his stats here. Just a second. And here we are. So he's got 3,337 passing yards, 30 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Okay?
30 and 5. That's stout.
That's nice. 67.7 completion percentage. Meanwhile, they're 4-8.
And they've been good. Like I'm wondering what the big.
I don't know.
You know what the.
All right. So in NFL history, 6 QBs have averaged 275 yards passing per game and 30 and 5 or less through the first 12 games. Joe Burrow is the only one of those 6 to have a losing record. 4 of those 6 won the NFL MVP.
Wow. And I wonder what if these numbers keep up? You know, I know they're on the second half of the season. If these numbers keep up and this team continues to be bad, but he's got those type of numbers, do you still consider him for an award like that?
Josh Allen will win the MVP, I think.
Do you think, obviously, your team's ability to win and lose has a lot to do with that?
Yeah. So let me give you the rundown of the other QBs that have been in that position. You got Tom Brady in 07 was 12-0. Aaron Rodgers.
Meh.
Oh, GOAT. Aaron Rodgers 12-0. Aaron Rodgers 9-3. Drew Brees 10-2. Pat Mahomes 11-1. Aaron Rodgers 9-3. And Joe Burrow 4-8. That's tough.
That's a good list. That is tough, very tough.
And early in the season, people were trying to say that Joe Burrow was washed. Said it was past. Said it was no good anymore.
I should have kept him. I let him go on my fantasy team. That's on me. But I am.
Speaking of Joe Burrow, he just bought one of the Batmobiles.
Really?
Yeah, from The Dark Knight.
Just to have it at his house?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what he paid for that.
Several $100,000. There was like 10 of them that they were selling. He bought one.
Do it, Joe. Different guy. But we'll see how it works out. All right. It is time for our final commercial break. On the other side of the break, we're going to welcome in our special guest picker and make our picks and also talk a little bit SEC championship talk on the other side. So y'all stay with us. We'll be right back.
Bank of Dudley is proud to sponsor the Big Ugly Sports Show. Wherever you're listening to your favorite sports show, you can also be banking with your favorite bank. Bank of Dudley offers mobile and online banking platforms to make managing your money easy. Get on that Bank of Dudley bus. Bank of Dudley since 1905. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to the Big Ugly Sports Show, brought to you by the Bank of Dudley. Again, we are your first source for mediocre sports coverage, and we are glad you are with us today. As Hight steps away, you can probably hear him on the microphone as he blows his nose in the restroom. Shout out to Cruz for allowing us to have it out here. But it's time for our picks for the week, and we are excited to welcome in a loyal bus member, a former Marine, and a
East Lawrence graduate.
More important than anything, an East Lawrence graduate, but also a law enforcement officer with the Sheriff's Department here. So we'd like to welcome Mitch Edge. Mitch, welcome to the show.
Thanks, guys.
How you doing this morning? Early, bright and early.
It is early, isn't it?
It is.
I'm good, man. I'm good. Everything's going good. How are y'all?
Doing good, man. Thank you for being on the show with us.
Absolutely.
As we said, Mitch, thank you for your service with the military and the service you still do for us now. But if you will, before we dive into the guest picks, if you don't mind, man, just kind of update us on, a lot of people that are going to listen kind of know that you've had a recent diagnosis, a little cancer. So just kind of update the people on where you're at right now and how you're feeling.
Yeah, so I've taken my second dose of chemo this past Monday, and then I went back yesterday or the day before yesterday for some fluids, and the doctor is kind of fluctuating my schedule right now with fluids where I was doing it every day in Macon. I may not have to do that anymore. I'm just kind of waiting for a phone call at this point. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I'm almost done with, I guess, the first round. I have 2 more rounds to go. Looking probably from the paperwork I've been given until I'm fully cleared, maybe May, early June.
Okay.
But yeah, so I feel good. I've had a couple days where I was nauseous, but I feel good. I feel good overall, man. I really do, and I'm so fortunate, so blessed to feel as good as I do, considering the diagnosis.
And I know, man, you've been leaning on your faith, and so obviously we want all of the Bus Nation to be in prayer for Mitch, and we're obviously praying for you, and
thank you.
We're behind you, and so we know you're going to beat it, and you're strong, and we fully believe in Jesus to heal you. All right, let's talk a little football. So the bar was set at 6-4 coming into last week for the Bus Pick'em winner. Well, Ford Childers pulls off a 7-3 last week to take the lead, and so as it sits, and I'm based on what I'm looking at, this is going to be our last week of a full slate of pick'ems without it being bowl season. And so, Mitch, 7-3 is the bar for you to match or beat in what is really a difficult week because you've got the best of the best matchups in the conference championships for you. So you kind of sort of drew the short straw on that one, but that means the spreads are a lot smaller, so it gives you an opportunity here. And so there are 9 games this week, so you're going to have to text us your 9 picks, and you're going to have to pick one game to count twice. That'll get you up to 10. And so we'll lead out Hight. Couple of games that probably not a lot of interest in, but they are conference championships. You've got UNLV +4 versus Boise State.
Yeah, I'll keep it short with this. I'll take Boise State to cover that.
Yeah, I'll go. I don't know a lot about UNLV, but I know Boise State's got Ashton Jeanty, and he's the numbers he's put up this year are absolutely insane. And on any other year, I think he's hands down your Heisman winner, but I believe the media is really on the Travis Hunter train, and he's had a great year as well. So just give me Boise and a lot of heavy dose of Ashton Jeanty, or however you say his name. What about you, Mitch?
Boise State, I kind of feel bad for Jeanty, man, because like you said, any other year, he would be your Heisman favorite. Mm-hmm. But so yeah, give me Boise. I don't really know much about UNLV.
They probably staying up late gambling out there in Vegas, so they probably won't be ready. All right, I'll lead us out here. Iowa State +2 versus Arizona State. Another game I don't know a heap about. I know Arizona State's having a really good year, and obviously Iowa State as well. And so I'm going to take. I'll take Iowa State with the points here. I know Arizona State beat Arizona last week, and they were part of the mayhem of the rivalry weekend where there was some people trying to plant flags and all this nonsense. And so,
where are you at on the flag planting?
I just think it's too much.
Well, if you win on the other team's field, don't you feel like there's a little? I mean,
yeah, you.
Why can't you plant the flag?
That's just too much.
When you say too much, what do you mean too much?
It's too extra.
I love it myself.
As Miss Tober would say, that's messy.
That's messy. Yeah, because there's no way you're not going to get the reaction that you're getting from these people. Like you go back to the rivalry game. Like I go back to Tunes Vade when I played. They beat us 3 out of the 4 years. One of those, at least, was at our. 2 of them was at our, or maybe one was at our place. If they come out there and do that in the middle of the field, as bad as I dislike Vade, it's going to create a mess. And so I just think
shouldn't do it. I
mean, there's no way you're going to be able to. That's something we can do and people not start fighting on the field.
Okay.
But give me Iowa State. Mitch, who you got on this one?
So the Arizona State team, and as well as the new coach, man, I have a lot of respect for the new coach. They were picked to be last in their conference this year, and look at them. They're in the championship game for the conference, and they're not just beating teams; they're drilling them. Mm-hmm. So I would give me Arizona State. Give me Arizona State. I believe in them, honestly, and I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if another school looks at that coach of Arizona State and tries to pick him up.
Sun Devils.
If I understand correctly, he got a big bonus and gifted his bonus to his other coaches, man.
Oh wow,
that's pretty cool.
Yes, yeah. So if what I read was true, now you never know. But if what I read was true, that's pretty awesome.
Well, if it was on the internet, Mitch, is true. So.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
I'll take Arizona State. I'm kind of more going off of what I'm seeing the other experts say for this matchup. They have Arizona State picked to win, and I'm gonna go with that as well.
Most of them don't know as much as you, but such a humble. Just lay it off. I understand. Okay. All right.
Y'all hear the baby in the background?
Yeah, I know she's getting fired up to go play with Max this morning at daycare.
Of course, yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
All right. Mitch, we'll let you lead us here on this one. You got Penn State +3.5 versus Oregon.
No, Oregon. They're too strong, man. They Oregon. That Coach Lannon, dude. His team will run through the wall for him. Mm-hmm. And I feel like ever since Oregon played Colorado last year, they have put teams on notice. And obviously, the number one seed this year, number one team in the nation, and they've shown why they are. So, give me Oregon.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick. I do not believe in James Franklin. He cannot win big games.
Vanderbilt James.
Yep.
And so that's, I'll take Oregon.
I think it's a small spread, 3.5. I mean, give me Oregon. Give me Oregon by a lot. I'm with y'all. I don't think Penn State is. I think they're overhyped as they always are, and I don't think they'll be able to stop Gabriel and Oregon's offense. And then we all know that Dan Lanning is a genius on the defensive side of the ball, and so against a Penn State team who already can't score. So give me Oregon big. All right, we got Clemson versus SMU, and Clemson plus 2.5. And if I'm seeing, again, I'm going to pull a Mitch here. If what I'm seeing on the internet is true, Bama needs Clemson to get beat to have a shot in the playoffs, is what I heard. Now, that could be inaccurate. They're one of those bubble teams, but if Clemson wins, they'll be the ACC champ, and so they'll
get an automatic bid, and then they'll push somebody down, so that pushes Alabama out.
Yep, that's what I'm seeing now. So that could be wrong, but so there's a lot on this line, obviously, for Clemson, because if Clemson loses, they're out for sure. And so, Hight, lead us out on that one.
So I don't know much of anything about SMU. And so you just, in a situation like this, I like to go back to roster depth and things like that. And so I would say Clemson covers 2.5, which, I mean, it says that they're getting 2.5. So, but I just, I don't know. I'll take Clemson.
Okay. All right, Mitch.
Yeah, only thing I know about the SMU or SMU is what, 1980s. They got the blackout or whatever it was.
The Pony Express. They got the death penalty for cheating, and
yeah. So they were caught doing what everybody else was doing.
Yeah.
But what Dabo has beat Nick Saban twice now, right? Or he beat him once, and then he's won the Natty twice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Man, I have a lot of faith in Dabo, honestly. And any team Dabo has, I don't care what kind of year they're having. Anytime you go up against the Clemson Tigers, man, it kind of worries me. So give me Clemson on that. And I would say, honestly, give me Clemson big on that.
Okay. All right, I like it. Well, obviously my tie to Clemson is Nick Easton, and so I'm going to roll. I don't know enough about. I know Rhett Lashley's done a really good job over at SMU, and the fact that they're even in the ACC championship. One shows you how weak the ACC is, but two shows you, what he's done at that program. But I'm with you guys. I'm going to roll with Dabo and Clemson here, so give me Clemson.
What do you think about Alabama having a potential chance to be in?
But I think they deserve to be in. I think their resume.
How many games have they lost?
3.
They've lost 3 games.
But they've also got 3 wins, I think, against I saw that they had some really big wins. They had more wins versus top 25 teams than any other team in the country.
They have 4 or 5.
Yeah, I can't remember 4 or 5. But they beat Georgia. But then they have a terrible loss to
lost at Vandy,
and then another loss to Oklahoma. And so in a situation like that where they do have a confusing resume, it's not one way or the other, really. Is this a situation where you say, all right, Alabama, you're not in. We're going to let somebody who's, a 2-loss team.
I think it depends on, which again, we don't know. I don't know.
I know how they make the
criteria.
Bracket. Here's how they build the bracket. We're going to do whatever we want to try to make the most money. That is it.
Yeah. Well, then you need them in.
They'll probably get in. And I do not, outside of the 4 conference champs, okay, that's set in stone. They can't manipulate that. The other teams, they're just doing whatever they want to do. Yep. There's no rhyme or reason to it. There's no...
Because looking at this list, like Miami, I'm just looking at the top 12. I know Miami's not in based on some things, but like South Carolina is a team that I think they're 9-3. They're not going to get in, but I think they could argue they're one of the top 12
I would
teams
say
in the
I would. Here's what I would say. Like, all right, let's call it. Let's ask some coaches. Who would you rather play right now, Alabama or South Carolina? You know who?
or Indiana.
You know who people would rather play out of those three? Indiana would say, all right, we'll play Indiana.
Right.
And then it would come down to South Carolina. And the people, I'm telling you, would say they do not want to play South Carolina.
Yeah,
South Carolina's nasty right now.
They're rolling. Yep.
Yeah, I've been saying all year we're very fortunate to not have to play South Carolina or Vanderbilt this year.
Mm-hmm. You're exactly right.
You want to talk about an ultimate trap game this year?
Both of them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Both of them. Both of them. All right, last pick right here, the one that we're probably all most interested in. And Hight, if you want to lead us out here, you got UGA getting 2.5 versus Texas in the rematch in the SEC championship.
I'm gonna take them dogs, and I'm gonna take those points, and I like us for the outright win. I think that everybody has made a big deal about it's hard to beat a team twice, but we're playing in Atlanta, which is essentially a home game for Georgia. Me and my middle son, we're going to be there. Jake will be there at the game.
Difference makers.
Yep. And so that's going to be a game changer. And, Kirby is a big game coach. I believe he will have his players ready. I think, if you look at Carson Beck's numbers, he went from, I think he had 17 touchdowns and 12 interceptions.
Yeah.
Now he's got 28 touchdowns and 12 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going on a pretty good run the last 3 or 4 games. And, I believe that we are still more physical than Texas. We beat them fairly handily the last time at their place. And that was the best situation for Texas. They've not been battle tested, I don't believe. The only tough game they had all year was versus us, and we smoked them.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I'll take dogs.
Yep. Give me the dogs as well. Everything Adam just said, and obviously I'm a homer on this one, so give me the dogs for the SEC championship. Mitch?
Give me the dogs, and like Adam said, I mean, Texas has been punched in the mouth one time all season, and they got beat pretty bad. And they responded for one quarter. If you really dissect that whole game, they responded for one quarter, and that's really about it. So yeah, give me the dogs, man. Which then again, there'd be no way I'd pick against them anyway. So
Same.
They could be playing 2019 LSU, but give me the dogs.
All right, Mitch, man, we appreciate it. Again, we're rooting for you to beat 7-3, but more importantly, we're rooting for you with the fight you got going on, man, and we'll be praying for you.
I really do appreciate it, man. And this community has been so phenomenal for me and my family. So I just want to say thank you again.
All right, y'all. Thank you, Mitch Edge. Have a good one,
Thank you, buddy.
All right, take care.
See you.
Mitch Edge right there, a loyal Bus fan and just a big member of the community here in Dublin. And so good luck to Mitch, and we're all praying for him there. Hight, real quick, we only got a minute or two left here, but is Georgia in regardless?
Georgia
does the score on this game, does anything matter in this game?
Georgia should be in regardless. The way I see it, the projections that everybody's putting out has Georgia at 7, right? And that's with them losing to Texas. That's the way I understand it, because they have Texas projected as the conference champ.
Right.
Okay, and so I assume that means Georgia as a 7 would have them losing, and they're still in. That's the way I take it.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, I think so too. I don't know how you keep them out. I mean,
they have said, the committee has said that they're not going to punish
people playing the extra game.
People playing in the extra game.
Which makes you think, which goes back to why Bama could get knocked out. You've got an 11-1 SMU playing a 3-loss Clemson. Clemson wins. They're going to get a bye for ACC champ. Now you've got an 11-2 SMU team that you're not going to penalize, right? So they're in.
Right.
That bumps Bama out.
Yeah.
So a lot of Bama fans pulling for Clemson.
I actually, if I had to pick, I would say Bama. I wouldn't put Bama in because there are some other 2-loss teams that are, pretty solid. But I don't know, man. It's a tough year. It's been a crazy year of college football. It's been a lot of fun seeing all these upsets and games going different ways. But I hope that, people people don't go away from scheduling these things, big games, because they say, well, we don't have to play tough games.
Yep, too much risk.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, I enjoyed it this morning, man. Just me and you hold the fort down.
Hey, we made it through.
We made it through. It wasn't as terrible, I don't think. I thought it was actually pretty good, but what do we know? We think every show's good. So bring us home, Hight.
Hey, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, make sure you get on the Spotify, about messed it up, rather. Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube to check us out.
Yep. Visit our website, www.thebiguglysportshow.com. Thank you to all of our sponsors. We appreciate you as we wind down this year. We couldn't have done it without you. But as Hight was just saying, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing today, what do they need to do?
Get on that bus.
Wipers on the bus going swish, swish, swish. Wipers going swish, swish, swish. You ain't never seen wipers with the swag like